This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yo, what's up guys? So, we're in a game called the Stanley Parable. There's a lot you can do in it, and many endings you can get, so let's do this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, let's do this though. So there's nothing there. This is my first time ever playing this game. Let's see. Just turning off a bunch of computers.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So we could go either right or left for this episode, for this video. I'm gonna choose left. Let's see.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
So we could listen to him, or we could not. What if we just close the door?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
So now
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So let's just see what this is about. So let's just walk upstairs. Now we will end up exactly that. Ooh. Oh damn, we can't see ourselves. Alright, there's a bag. What's this door? Guess this is my fault.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Okay.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, let's see what we got here. What if we fall through here? Is it even? No, it's not possible. Can we go this way? We can't. Let's see what happens when we fall down.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Let's see. So we just have a flap.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Let's go through the mind control facility, I guess. Let's see what this is.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, he did have the strength.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Wow.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This is kind of sick.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Whoa.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Whoa.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Alright, let's go turn the power off, I guess. I wish you could sprint in this game. System power, we found
And when at
it.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Wait, where's the number 3 button though? There's no number 3. There's 1, 2, 4, and 5. What? Alright.
A few moments later.
Okay,
Eating,
guys.
working,
We're
all of
back.
it monitored
Narrator's
and
just
commanded
yapping,
from this very
but
place.
we're gonna go
And as the
click
cold
off
reality
button,
of his
see what-
past began to sink
see what
in,
we're gonna see
Stanley
now.
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
Let's see, we turned it off. Let's see if that's an ending. We already got like one ending.
Blackness and a rising
Oh.
chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
Look at this.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Wow.
Whatever life he lives,
Look
it
at
will
this.
be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Holy peak. That's kind of a peak ending, I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of a peak ending. Complete the Stanley pair. Now, that was our...
Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Okay, wait, that's actually cool. I like how they add that. Hey, that's sick, okay. Alright, now we're gonna go to the escape route. I'm actually low-key excited as fuck. Guys, lock in. Drop a sub if you guys are locked in. We're gonna go to the escape route.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What is it? What is
The
my...
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I think the narrator should
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
So he died? Damn it. Wait. No, we're alive. How did I survive that? My legs should be crushed.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Oh.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Wait, can we get out? Or are we just dead? Oh crap. Wait.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Oh my god, wait,
In a
what?
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh my god. What's going on? Can you push this? No, so we're forced to go over here. What does it say? The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Whoa. Stanley's computer? Oh, so this is like the map. Wow, look at this. You have number 1 doors. Okay, let's see what these doors do. Oh, you can't do anything. So we have 2 ways to go. I'm gonna go right. I think right's.
One eternity later.
Oh, exit. Okay, wait.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to
What?
control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Should I turn it off? Whoa, I just turned it off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
How
Push
do we do it?
escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
Yep. So
All
now
of his
we see what the
co-workers were
escape thing
gone.
does.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We'll just go.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Nope. We're just gonna stop. Not listen.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wait, do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion, will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo is $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo is $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Dude, this
Good
is so
job,
cheap.
Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Alright, now we gotta restart. Now, I'll actually wait on the cargo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, we're gonna go to the cargo.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
To let who?
She's been waiting.
Who? Who's been waiting? What's happening?
That's her, Stanley.
Okay, I answered the phone. It's the same phone that was in the other place. 427?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
I'm gonna go in.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press Z on your keyboard. Wait, what if I wonder if there's a thing where you can click every other button but Z? Make it. Okay, no.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press C.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
There's no...
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Yo, this brother.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
I swear there was something.
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Can I go in? With the
So
boys.
he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Please press L to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Please press V to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press N. Okay.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Wait, what?
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has
wait,
changed.
what?
The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Please press U to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Alright. I'm doing it. Fine.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Why did it say please die? Why did it say please die?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Yeah, it's my
Please,
wife.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now,
Oh, no, wait,
I'm
wait.
not asking... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
No,
Look,
that's so
let me
good.
prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Prove it. Prove it. Oh, I thought that was code.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Blue door.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue
I
door.
still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this
Yes,
road you've
yes.
chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Lapis
Broken
lazuli.
rooms,
Alright.
exposed
Wait,
developer
what is that?
textures. Is this what you had wanted?
What
Was
is
it
that,
worth
please?
ruining the entire story I had
Oh my
written
God,
out
wait, there's that, please,
specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I
Oh.
did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Damn it. No. I wonder if you're just forced.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be
Open it.
perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Oh my god, I faked him out.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Nope.
Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Wait, what?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
But that'd
I
be
think
fine.
the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be
Further
sure to keep
4
notes
hours.
on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Ooh, we
Let's
got an
see.
achievement.
What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Wait, what? No, I don't want to restart, bro. Come on. Oh,
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
Oh my God.
What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
can I get out?
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from
my
up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some
What?
sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Oh my.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So
What
far,
is
I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Open the door. Thank you.
Oh no. No, it can't be. Yes. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Wait.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh my God. Oh, I might be able to fit through there. Oh my God, Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in
Oh my God,
mind.
Rocket League.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we
actually can't
must.
get out, no?
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm faster now. Can I use boost?
Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure... Hold on, what are you doing?
Oh my God. Oh my God, wait. We found the exit.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
I go this way. Wait, filing cabinets. No. Because that's actually directions. I probably died. I did not die. Whoa. Huh? Did I go the wrong way? What happened? Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Alright guys, thank you for watching the first Stanley Parable video. We've gone about a few endings, probably, I think, 5 maybe. So solid amount. I'm pretty sure there's 40 in total. This is gonna be a long series. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys.